Hello, my name is Asia Rowe, and I am a Kennesaw State University student working towards earning my specialist degree in instructional technology. I am a social studies teacher at Clarkston High School, located in Clarkston, Georgia. For the past 6 years, I have taught ESOL World History and ESOL US History. Today, I will be discussing my capstone project titled Chromebook Distribution at Clarkston High School. During the 2017 through 2018 school year, DeKalb County School District began the process of Chromebook distribution at certain schools. Clarkston High School was one of the first schools in the district to receive a one-to-one device for each student. Despite the technology rollout, the lack of training for students and teachers on how to navigate the functionality of a Chromebook upon distribution was evident once we transitioned to virtual learning. Fast forward to the 2020 through 2021 school year when all teachers and students went virtual. What a disaster! Many students had trouble with the video conferencing tool, Microsoft Teams, and using other Microsoft apps on their Chromebook. Students and teachers were in dire need of digital literacy training that we never received. For my capstone project, I decided to transition away from Microsoft applications and switch to Google for better accessibility and functionality for teachers and students. Throughout the semester, I noticed a positive shift of implementing Google in the classroom. During one of my collaboration meetings, I pitched the idea of switching to Google to my colleagues to determine whether the shift would increase our U.S. history and core scores for the following school year. In order to prepare for the transition from Microsoft to Google, I wanted to implement 3 plans. 1. To facilitate sessions during our collaboration meetings to assist colleagues on utilizing Google tools in the classroom. 2. To prepare myself and my colleagues for the Google Educator Level 1 certification. And 3. Meet weekly to determine whether Google apps were effective for students and evaluate our fall end of course scores by January 2022. Now, we are going to discuss what really happened once I began to implement my capstone project. I'm going to be honest and reveal that my capstone project didn't go entirely as planned. First, due to the lack of safety protocols and an influx of COVID cases during the first 2 months of school, our in-person collaboration meetings decreased to prevent any possible exposure to faculty. Second, one of my colleagues broke her foot and was put on sick leave for the rest of the semester. Since she was not allowed to teach virtually, her students were subjected to asynchronous learning, which put a damper on implementing new digital tools and strategies. Third, due to unforeseen circumstances that occurred during the fall semester, we decided to postpone taking the assessment for the Google Educator Level 1 certification. Despite the numerous setbacks I experienced in implementing my capstone, the overall goal was to increase our inner core scores for U.S. history, which we accomplished. The Capstone project has assisted me on how to become an instructional technology coach, and I recognize the impact of technology for instruction and assessment. Since I am usually a structured and organized person, I expected to follow all the guidelines that I created for my capstone. However, I truly learned the definition of being flexible since there were so many unexpected circumstances that occurred during the fall 2021 semester. The number of mishaps that occurred during fall semester allowed me to pivot some of the original plans and focus on the plans that could be implemented in the school building. Despite the challenges, my colleagues and I were able to transition to Google applications and saw the development and growth within our students in a 4-month period. While working with colleagues that I teach high school US history with, I was able to select the proper digital tools and resources that will be suitable for students and their Google Chromebooks. In the beginning of the semester, I modeled and facilitated the use of digital tools and resources to engage students in authentic learning experiences through Google G Suite. Through collaboration meetings, I was able to instruct teachers on how to use Google applications and integrate the apps in Google Classroom. For example, some students have trouble analyzing political cartoons. Through Google Jamboard, I can upload political cartoons on a digital whiteboard and share the link with students. Once they open Jamboard, I can ask students to describe the image using sticky notes, and we will discuss the findings as a class. With practice over time, students are able to use context clues within the image to describe a scene. Next are digital assignments that are given to students through Google Classroom. Originally, this was an assignment that was purchased on Teacher Pay Teacher's website. Although its original function was to cut and paste on the folder and fill out along the way, I was able to manipulate the assignment on Google Slides for convenience, which saved instructional time. Lastly, using Nearpod as a Google Slides add-on. Since our district has purchased Nearpod, teachers can easily add activities and assessment into their presentation while editing in Google Slides. My colleagues love this add-on since it's more convenient on learning how to use Nearpod while using a Google app. Toward the end of fall semester 2021, my colleagues and I began to develop strategies on how to prepare students for the Georgia Milestones end of course test for US history. I was able to create a study guide using sample questions from the Georgia Department of Education's website through Google Slides. I was also able to share the study guide with colleagues, which helped students get a glimpse into how questions would look like on the exam. Once we reviewed our US history end of course test scores, we analyzed the data and recognized that our scores improved since we all used the same Google applications and began properly integrating technology in our instruction. In the end, we realized that technology continuity with Google Chromebooks improved academic performance in students and helped teachers feel more comfortable utilizing technology during instruction and assessment. Overall, the applications and strategies that were modeled received positive feedback from teachers and was reflected by our US history end of course test scores. Thank you so much for watching my capstone video. Have a great day.